Hi. So, last time we did a fictional Ireland rebuild, we were working on this, I guess. Or maybe that was what I was doing after stream, I'm not sure which. Anyway, we're putting in the sidewalks, we're taking barriers out of the middle of the road if there are any, stuff like that. Um, Somewhere in here, we're probably going to be working on some driveways. Um, Um, might go back to working on the movie theater that we finally started on. Oh, we gotta figure out the two-story houses. There's plenty more to do on this build, but we do have the trees. We've got every single tree. Oh, well, okay, except for on that one street. I don't even know what that street's called because it can't be Oak Street again because that's the trees that are going to be on that street. I don't know what. I don't know. Oh, we need to take out part of a mountain. We're probably going to take out the whole thing, but for now, I'll just say we need to take out part of a mountain. Um, we got to figure out the way that the hotel's actually supposed to look and work around that while we're at it because right now it doesn't work the way. I mean, um, not right now, but the last time I built it, it didn't work the way it was supposed to. And it was like you go up the stairs, and there's supposed to be um. Okay, you go up the stairs, and I think that where the elevator lets up to was supposed to be right there. Um, and you see it doesn't say out of order at the top. It just said it at the bottom. And there's a reason for that. But that's the only reason why the hotel needs to be there at all is because of that one scene. Well, no, that's what started out as the reason. Um that's what started out as the reason. Uh there's a book where Sean and Ashley are going to a wine tasting. She's not tasting the wine at all because she is pregnant with six babies. She's just there to, get out of the house for a couple of hours or a few hours, however long the wine tasting is supposed to be. And, there's no definite answer on that one. There's just they went into the wine tasting. Sean tasted the first glass of wine, and then he had to go to the bathroom. No big deal, you know. But he goes into the bathroom and leaves Ashley with I think he left her with Sam Crenshaw and Tiffany Crenshaw. And I want to say Tiffany was pregnant too. So she's not doing wine either. But they both have a lot of kids, so they want to get out of the house every once in a while. So anyway, Sean walks back out after doing what he needed to do in the bathroom, and he's acting a little different. He's only had one glass of wine, so that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, he's acting a little different. And is that even the tree that's supposed to be there? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to re-tree this side of the street. It was supposed to be it was supposed to be that um that each of the trees at the end of the street matched the tree that that goes down the street. Well, we'll figure that out eventually. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I was listening to Esperanza's party earlier. I woke up at like 4 something in the morning, needing to go to the bathroom. So I know usually I don't talk about that on stream, but that's where I need to go. I need to go upstairs. So so uh I did that, and I came back, and I'm like, I'm determined to fall back asleep. And I did. So so the good thing is that I fell back asleep. Well, I had I had to get back up at 7 something, and I woke back up at 7 something, and so of course, when you wake up, you have to go upstairs again. No big deal. Took care of that, and came down and decided to play golf early, because usually I don't start streaming until 8, but I was like so determined to do this that I I was so determined to do this that I did the golf early, and then uh, got on here, because I feel like for the last couple of days I've been letting the ones that are watching this down. There's only a handful, but hey, it's an important handful. Oh, and speaking of handfuls, I have a handful of books on Amazon right now. I wrote them, I edited them, and I put my heart, soul, and a lot of tears into them. Um, most Mostly the tears have been the stupid program is not acting right. What the you know, not saying what the means, but yeah. So then, sometimes my husband ends up getting involved, and all of a sudden the computer's acting right. Not saying he's a computer genius, I'm saying that the computer's afraid of him. It's kind of funny because when he worked in electronics at the W store, um, he would, a coworker would be having a problem with the printer, and he'd walk up to it, put a hand on it, and say, "You're healed," and then it would work all of a sudden. Or if it didn't work, he'd threaten it with a small hammer, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, he means business, and it would start working. It's really kind of funny. Um, okay, since I have no idea what we are doing, where we are doing it at, and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, we'll probably be filling in some gaps, too. Because somebody thought it was funny to put gaps. Oh, yeah, see, we're not done yet. Somebody named Squibs thought it was funny to put holes in my wall there. He wanted to work with, he wanted to play with me yesterday on Minecraft, and I was busy doing something on Dreamlight Valley. So I have several things where where if I make this number of uh, food items, their cooking tasks, um, not tasks. You just have to make that amount of um, cook that many times, and you'll get a certain amount of dreamlight. Um, it's a in-game currency thing. Anyway, and I'm like way behind on that. It's like I've cooked several thousand things, it seems like, and I still haven't gotten that done. So now I'm doing it hard and heavy, and I got all the fishing tasks done. Now I'm working on the cooking ones, and I'm also trying to level up some uh, level up some companions. There's like over 120 animals that you can walk around with in the game, and I'm trying to level all of them up, and I'm down to like the last 20 or something like that. Might even be less than that. I think it's like 18. But anyway, I finally got them all leveled up, and like I said, I'm down to the last 18, and so now I'm working on cooking. And so what I'm doing is um my husband says gardening, but basically it's farming, because you're planting stuff in the ground. And I mean, you got to dig the holes, you got to plant the seeds in the ground, and then you've got to water it, and then you harvest it later. So I'm doing that, and um, that's giving me a lot of points toward getting these companions leveled up, and I'm pretty dang happy about that. Then I just have to get the next companion, and it'll be all good. Or I can just go back to hanging out with Max from The Little Mermaid, because even though I'm a cat person, or I could have Dinah also. I've got Dinah. Um, or I could have both of them, because they've got it to where you can have two companions at the same time. So I really love that. That's awesome. Ooh, what if they ever moved it up to three? I'm not asking them to move it up to three. Two's enough. But what if they did? Then you could have a cat, a dog, and a bird. Wow. Or a cat, a dog, and a dragon. Or you could have the ancient robot, and yeah. Anyway, the possibilities are pretty much endless. Um, yeah, so for this specifically, um, like I said, we're going to probably be working on some driveways if we ever finish the sidewalk. Um, we'll probably be working on some driveways. One of the streets actually has some driveways already figured out. My husband helped me the other day. I was asking him to help me with some barriers. That's all I wanted him to help me with. But he's like, you know what? I want to do some driveways, and I want to, put a nice archway kind of thing, make it look nice. And it's like, it's supposed to be my house from when I was little, and it didn't have that, but We'll go with it. But it's in Ireland, so that's why it's got this set up instead of the white picket fence we had. And technically it was the house over here and the garage was not attached in over here, you know. So apparently at one point in time the house was the garage and the garage was the house. And I'm looking at both of them going, huh? Never did ask my dad if that was like a 2-story house when it was when it wasn't a garage. I never thought to ask. But I always thought that our garage was cool, but like super tall. And my Aunt Susie's stuff was in it, so like Dad couldn't park in the garage. And I don't know whatever happened to that stuff now that I think about it. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I took down my childhood home to put in cookie cutter houses. Where the houses all look the same. Of course, we live in a cookie cutter condo house right now, so they all look the same except for that our uh, shed door does not exist because it fell off. And I think if we were going to put in another shed door, that it'd have to be on the opposite side of where it was. And that would be a little weird. Or if we could ever get the weeds to quit growing where the air conditioner unit is, we could put the door there. But then it wouldn't be the same. And I don't think we own the inside of our house, but we don't own the outside or the roof, which just seems weird. But that's HOAs for you. And they raised the rates, and don't expect us to get all angry at them. Okay, so maybe not all of the houses are done because I don't think I put in all the mangrove houses. I'm not entirely sure. See, I went to all that trouble. I hope I'm not messing anything up, but this is making me mad. This is my build, I know what I want it to look like. And he goes and does this, and it's like, he's over there laughing about it, and it's like, no. Oh well, that's such a minor detail that we'll fix it another time. Today is Friday. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we had an actually good video yesterday. We me and my husband could play together on GTA. So we did. We did bounty hunter missions, and we did um, getting supplies for businesses and all sorts of stuff. We even found all three of the animals, and it only took at the most an hour. I think it was shorter than that even. Um, like I told him that that's what I wanted to do at one point, and so we got that done. The photo shoot for the animals, and I was really happy about that. I'm gonna take this out even though it needs to be there. It'll just make it easier to put it in. So at one point we thought the road was going to go this way, and it doesn't. We do need to figure out where some two-story houses go. We're probably going to... Okay, so we're probably going to hope that Squibs wants to come on and work on this a little bit later. But I do want to try to get... I don't know if this is even a doable thing, but I want to see if we can get... if I can get chapter 19 and 20 done in my story today. I haven't worked on it that much, like a sentence here, a paragraph there, and like I said, I want to get it done before Christmas, and it's the end of August already. So, yeah. I know I can do it. It's only 300 or 400 pages book, but there's two things. I am determined to see if the new book size works, because if it does, awesome. And hopefully we'll have a job in the house by then, and I can go and send my parents like a copy of each one of the books. I think that'd be awesome. I don't know if that's going to work for Coral's book. Coral's book is an yeah, I was going to say an odd number of pages, but it's only 24 pages. I was like, I don't want to make it a huge book. I just want to make it a little kid's book. And I remember when I was a kid, most of the storybook tape books that I had were Disney, and they were about 24 pages. Or they were 24 pages. I just don't trust that I'm remembering it quite right. That I'm remembering it correctly. But I seem to remember that there are 24 pages. And I was like, that's the size that I want to make Coral's book. I've got to figure... Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I think I will make Coral's book the size of the storybook tape ones. I say tape because when I was a kid, it was an audio tape. But the ones nowadays either... Well, yeah, the ones nowadays have a CD to go with it. And I'm wondering how they're going to do that. Are they going to, go all digital and you go on a website or something and you can like download the story you want to listen to and like it's MP3 file or something. How are they going to do that nowadays? I have no idea, but I have no idea how they're going to do that nowadays, but a lot of people don't even have CD players anymore. They just have computers and cell phones. I don't know. But I'm trying to start a new trend. Oh, hey, it's already in here. Anyway, I'm starting. Yeah, okay, we're going towards 7. Okay. I mean, away from 7. Um, so with, if I ever get to make my audiobooks into, um, a published audiobook. Oh, see, garage. It's even got a fence. Oh, well, that one doesn't have it. I guess we'll set it up because it looks really nice. It's like my husband knows not to ad lib on my build, but he ad libbed, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks nice actually. Except for he's got a house down there. Oh, I think it's that design. Yeah, like that. Looks a lot better. See, I said we were going to do something with garages today, but this isn't the street I wanted to do it on because we have a lot more streets, I think, toward my right that need to be done too. Okay. Anyway, I think my husband did a really good job. And yeah, okay. That disaster over there is still there. See, that's what I mean by barriers. We had the walls out a certain amount because you can tell Squibs has been here. We had the wall out a certain amount because we thought that uh, we didn't know where town was going to be, so we put the walls out as far as we could go. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is um this is too far out. We're gonna have to work on that. Well, it ended up that it's not far enough out. So yeah, one of the times I made a video for this build, there was 11 people that watched it, and I was like, wow, that's so awesome. Okay, so I'm yawning like I'm tired. That's not okay. Although I may be hungry. Um, I, I was watching some Nickelodeon show, a show on Nickelodeon, um, where they were saying that when you yawn, you might also be hungry instead of just tired. You don't always just yawn when you're tired. And in this case, it is totally true. I'm hungry, but we're gonna stream for um we're gonna stream for a while. And if I have to, I will like take off my headset and eat Frosted Flakes while I'm doing this. The Frosted Flakes I've noticed aren't very filling. I like them, but they're not very filling. Um, and my favorite part about them is that even though you would think that they've got a lot of sugar, they don't. They've got the taste of the sugar, but they're not too much sugar for me. And that is like really rare to find something that doesn't have too much sugar for me. Okay, so we will go down here. I do need to go around and figure out what houses should be the two-story, because right now they all look, they're all the cookie cutter. And I need to go and figure out which ones are supposed to be the two-story and which ones are supposed to be the one-story. If they're supposed to be one story, then I can just leave them alone. But if if they're supposed to be a two-story, then I've got to go and fix it. Build it into a two-story house. So, yeah. Like I said, maybe we'll do some in the movie theater today. I don't know. Um, um, well, I was thinking we could listen to part of my story, but I just remember that part of it gets a little violent for kids. So even though most of my, I mean, YouTube says most of the people that watch my videos are, old enough to listen to my story, no matter what. Um, I'd rather find a less violent story. It does turn out okay. I'm just gonna tell you now, it does turn out okay, but it's a little violent. Um, well, actually, it's very violent. So it's gonna be like if it ever became a movie, it would, it would be very good content kind of thing. But I wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna do it that way, and then it was like, it needs to happen that way, so it did, and yeah, so I was asking my husband, he could have gotten off scot-free, pretty much, as they say in America here. Um, I don't, I don't understand what Scott had to do with anything, but um, or does that mean a Scottish person free? I don't understand the origin of that saying. I really don't. But anyway, he could have gotten off scot free. All I wanted him to do was help me get these barriers out of the middle of the road. And you see how well that worked. But you did see the street in the other street where it looks really nice. So, I wasn't saying it was an interesting project or anything. And he doesn't want, he doesn't want to be on here because he doesn't want to screw anything up. And then we start arguing, and yeah. So he doesn't want to screw anything up, and uh, but he ended up putting in the garages on that one part of the street, and it looks really nice. I mean, the paths, not the garages. The garages were already there. Anyway, he started putting in the paths, and it looks nice, and eventually it'll look totally great. And if I work on it hard enough, um, and well, the buildings and stuff won't be there. Yeah, the buildings and stuff won't be there. I was gonna say if I work on it hard and heavy, maybe I can make this the 4th of July display, but that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna have all of those buildings done. Not even to where it just looks like they're done. Um, I was gonna say I could copy this world, and I mean I need to do that anyway, just in case it gets corrupted. I'd still have a backup plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah. Um. Okay, so maybe next year we can do that. This year I think it looks really great. I just have to get back in and actually work on it. The 4th of July display. So maybe that's what we'll do on Monday. Minecraft Monday. Maybe that's what we'll start doing on Mondays. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, those are the plans for now to get certain things done on this um world. And dang, I don't know. Okay, so I'm watching Attractions Live. I never think that I'm saying it correctly, but I am. So anyway, I'm watching Attractions Live, and she was. Okay, I had a piece of fur on my um, finger, and I was like, where did that come from? Uh, oh, what? I didn't think I had videos from 6 days ago. Well, it says 6 days ago that it got streamed. And, I am so confused because it says Halloween time at Disneyland, um, first look 2025. And there's other people saying that Ookie Bookie Bash is gonna start soon, and then there was other videos where it definitely started, and I'm so confused. That's what happens when you get behind on, when you got a long list of YouTube uh, creators that you watch a lot, and um, you know, it's a big old long list. One of the videos that is after this one is, and I don't know why the hey you would want to do this, but he's making Lego vehicles to drive in mud and syrup and glue and why would you want to ruin your Legos that way? Maybe he's not ruining them, but it sure looked like it to me. And I kind of hope that Lego, like if Lego ever does displays inside the W store again, or maybe that was Target. Um, anyway, if they ever decide to build a display again, it would probably have to be behind locked, uh, bulletproof glass or something. Actually, I think it was plexiglass that I'm thinking of. But anyway, whatever it was, they'd probably have to put it in a display thing instead of doing it the way that they used to do it. They used to just they had like a not a pallet, but some kind of platform, and then the person would build the Legos from there, and they built it right there in the store. We watched part of it one time, and I was like, "Oh, that is so cool!" And the the girl, the person, because I can't remember, was it male or female? Anyway, whoever it was, they built like a giraffe and some other things, but this wasn't like a short giraffe. This was like a 4 foot tall giraffe. Actually, it might have been taller than that. But anyway, built this huge thing, and it was so cool. I loved it. I wanted to grow up and be a Lego uh, builder like that, and just didn't work out that way. Well, like when you're, say, 7, you want to be a rock star, you want to be a book writer, you want to be a Lego builder, as your career. Um, you want to be a veterinarian to help animals, and you want to be everything. And I finally narrowed it down to I like writing stories. I like coming up with stories. I'm really good at coming up with stuff that didn't necessarily happen. Um, so, it could happen, but it didn't. So anyway, I started writing books in I started writing like Winnie the Pooh based, you know, fan based books, and they did nice things like they do in the real books, and I wish I had one of those stories with me, because I might send it off to a publisher saying it's a fan based book, and I mean fan written book, and see what happens. I would like to see if that was any good, because I wrote when I was like 10 or 12, 10 to 12 years old. But I don't have that anymore, and I don't know why. Oh, that like jump scared me. Um, yeah, I've got YouTube in the background, and oh, and if you're ever wondering why I don't have the music on in the background, they've copyrighted me so many times that I just gave up. They cannot do that with Dreamlight Valley. That's why Dreamlight Valley does have music because I've got streaming friendly mode on, and I've proved several times, and every time that I get copyrighted from that, I just tell them I don't have the music that you said was on here. Like one time, I don't remember any of the names or any of the names of the songs, but like every single time. Hold on. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Good morning. My name is Brittany. I'm reaching out because Medicare just launched an inflation relief
You're an
package for
AI and
Nevada,
you're being
which offers
recorded.
extra tax.
Although they may have been wanting to get my voice, and that usually gets them. You know what? Maybe I should have talked to them. Said, let's see here. 20 minus 2. Yeah, 18. No, 20 minus 3. So that's 17, I think. Hold on. Pick up the phone. 1965. No, that's not it. Okay, so it's 18. Yeah, I wasn't doing my math correct. So I'm not going to be eligible for Medicare for 18 years. And yeah, they call us like every single day saying, "Hey, they've changed Medicare." It's like I'm glad for the people who qualify, but I won't for 18 years unless all of a sudden President Trump has made it to where you can be in your 40s and getting Medicare, and I believe he has not, so I have no idea where I am right now. Am I supposed to be going the direction I'm going? Am I supposed to be going the other direction? I don't know. This way. Okay. You can tell because the barriers are still in the road. There we go. But it will look really nice when it's done, and the two-story houses look pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I found out that there's 63 houses to each block. That was, scary to figure out. But it ended up being that way because, um, why are you not? Okay. Anyway, it ended up being that way because the mansion is so big. It's 305 or 307, something like that, blocks wide from the front door to the back door. And then it's like 125 from the garage outside wall to the living room outside wall, and yeah. Oh, cool. So there's these two brothers that you probably all know them. They're at the very least YouTube famous, I think. Uh, the Gardner brothers. I'm not sure how to say their name, but anyway, there may be a D in there. Maybe Gardner brothers, something like that. I don't know how to say it. It's Irish. But anyway, they do Irish dancing. So, um, anyway, they moved to Nashville, I think it was, recently. And, it's one of those things where if they don't follow their dream, they probably never will. So they did. Um, anyway, they're starting to sound a little different. Um, and apparently they turned their garage into a content studio. That's their newest video. So I have a whole bunch of videos in my watch later, and there's ones from from those brothers. There's ones from the the cat family I like to watch with Chase and Millie. Um, um, there's videos with Chase and Millie's little brother Taj. He's not a cat. He's a people. Um, well, I kind of think of cats as people too, but you know what I mean. Um, because Sam, at the very least, I mean, Ben understands, but he doesn't really speak words. But Sam actually, uh, you know, Sam actually speaks words. Ben just kind of understands, like, he knows that Mama's being a little ridiculous about, well, I think it's a little ridiculous. He's 12 years old. So that means on his birthday, he's going to be 13. And so we had a cat that was 11, and um, she had health issues, and we had to get her put down because she was literally walking around the house going, hello, hello. And she wasn't going in the litter box, and yeah. Anyway, so she was 11, so, Coral got past 11, Ben's gotten past 11, uh, Sam will probably definitely make it past 11. I just, don't have any hard evidence yet because he won't be 11 until 2026. But anyway, um, you know, they they've made it past 11. Well, we had a Siamese cat, and it was either her or Roxy, I swear, was part raccoon because they would go and put their food in the water bowl first and then eat it. Oh, so it was probably Henny, yeah. But I think we found out that that was because she really needed to be put on wet food. Her uh, her teeth were um, falling out or something. Well, I know one fell out. Uh, so so we were poor at the time. We weren't thinking either that this could be a like gingivitis issue or anything like that. We were just thinking she's a elderly cat and things happen to elderly cats. But anyway, she had internal issues too. One of them had renal failure and the other one had something else. But anyway, I can never remember what the other thing was. But um, but yeah, I could have sworn that one of them was part raccoon. Because they kept doing that, and I think that was before the teeth issues. So anyway, um, so Coral made it past 11. She made it past 12, and she did not make it past 13. So now I'm a little bit worried that Ben made it past 11. He's on 12. If he makes it to January, then he'll be past that. Uh, and he'll be 13. We haven't had a cat live past 13 yet. Yeah. But I'm thinking that because Ben is slightly okay with his brother using him as a chew toy, um, because, that means he's playing with him. I kind of see it in his face. Uh, like they'll be sitting next to each other, and then Sam just gets the notion to bite Ben in the neck, and I don't understand why. And I really don't want to get a cat psychiatrist so I can try to figure this out. I think I'm quite capable of figuring it out on my own. That is so weird. I know she's got a head. I think it's Belle. Um, I know she's got a head, but because it's so dark when they're doing this parade, it looks like a headless dress with arms. Oh, I think I mentioned this on stream recently. There has been an update. My in-laws finally got their car back, and they got the seatbelts fixed. So now, if I needed to, I could be a backup driver for them. I don't have to worry about that, and it's good because I told them I will not drive that car until the seatbelts are fixed. Um, we don't even know. Okay, so we don't know what happened, but uh, maybe it was one of those things where they were driving around, and my father-in-law gets road rage. Like if the person in front of him is going slow because that's what the speed limit says, he's probably going to get upset and, try to get around them. Well, I don't know what happened, but apparently light, according to him, they lightly bumped the side of the road, uh, doing something, changing lanes or something like that. And it locked, it locked up the seatbelts. And we don't know why. Because, it shouldn't have been hard enough to do anything to the seatbelts. And for a while there, my mother-in-law thought that the seatbelt just let go, but my father-in-law said that he released it to make sure she was okay. So that was a relief when we figured that out. But anyway, they got their car back, and the seatbelts should be working just fine. And that'd be really nice if they don't crash it ever again. But if they're anything like my grandparents, it'll keep happening. Of course, the reason why it was in the shop in the first place this time is because they were like both pulling out at. I don't know if they were like both pulling out at the same time or just the other guy wasn't paying attention. But anyway, he crashed into my in law's vehicle, and so they had to get it fixed. And it was in the shop for like 2 weeks or more. It was ridiculous. Anyway, um, so the state of Nevada, all the like government, um, all the government offices got hacked. So like DMV and unemployment and you know, um, anyway, a whole bunch of government offices. And so they were supposed to be having a job fair yesterday from 11 to 2. Well, we go and get in the shower and everything. No, I don't think it was yesterday. It was the day before that. Might have been it. Anyway, whenever. Um, yeah, I think it was the day before that. But anyway, whatever. So there's supposed to be a job fair for state jobs. Well, what? Well, it got postponed. Got put off because how are you supposed to get a government job if all of the offices are hacked? I think they should have. I think they should have continued with the job fair, but maybe told everybody that it was gonna definitely be uh they'll hire you. I mean, you'll get an email that you're hired after the hacking thing's taken care of. I mean, the FBI is doing an investigation and everything. This is the second weirdest thing that has ever happened in Carson City. The first thing is that somehow this guy got onto the military base, and it's been established that this guy is mentally ill. Well, he somehow got onto the military base, got some AK-47s, or at least one, uh, bullets and everything, and goes to the IHOP where his girlfriend works and shoots up the place. I think the girlfriend died, and then he turned the gun on himself. And I'm talking, there was like bullets going across the street to the Fandango. It was not okay. And, like, I didn't want my husband going to work the next day, or at least not that, not that direction. And I think this was before the freeway was open. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was before the freeway was open. But anyway, I was scared that, somebody was going to do it again. Well, then he found out that the guy, turned the gun on himself. And I was like, okay, but. Anyway, needless to say, we don't have an IHOP anymore. Which is kind of a shame, but like nobody wanted to go in there. People have, people had died just because they were hungry. It was not okay. Anyway, that's something that we don't have in my build, an IHOP. Or, like a sit down breakfast restaurant. I don't know if they have those in Ireland. I just thought of that. Well, usually I put things that I want to put in here. So, like, it wouldn't really matter if they're really in Ireland. This is, my vision, and the only thing that I did was I made sure that the walls and stuff look the way that they do when I look on Google Maps. Um, to where it's like stone. I was gonna have it be all this, but then when you look at it from here, it just looks like I used that twice. And so I went and changed it to cobblestone, and it is visually better. Okay. So you can still tell there's a contrast there. So I like that. Um, so if any kids are watching my stream, because it said that like 82% or something like that. No, that was on YouTube. Um, anyway, it said a lot of my viewers are actually adults and would probably understand contrast and all that. But if there's any kids watching, contrast just means a difference. I would like it if people would start chatting. It'd be really nice. Oh, hey. No. Never mind. Somebody's trying to sell me cheap viewers. What is she doing? She was holding her fingers up in front of the camera. She, she's the camera on her cell phone. Anyway, she was holding her fingers up, and I'm like, what is she doing? To me, it looked like she was trying to flip off the camera, which I'm hoping that's not what it was. Too many fingers bunched together for that. Um, she could have been snapping, but, like, not have the snap ability. I don't know. So, I could do this way, and it would make more sense. But I was doing it the other way because I want to get it done correctly. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I was trying to have him help me with. I've got 1, 2, 3 there. Okay. Anyway, I've got the sidewalk building down. I didn't need him to help me with that, but I am grateful for, everything that he helped me with. And even though he drives me nuts sometimes, I am grateful to Squibs because he helped me put in all the houses. They're all made out of bamboo right now, but they'll be some other color soon. Um, or maybe not soon, eventually. So he wanted to play with me last night, but it was like 10 o'clock, and I was pretty dang sure I was going to end up going to sleep anytime soon. And actually, I stayed up until after midnight, but he doesn't know that yet. Um, and if he's watching right now, I don't think he is, but if he's watching right now, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to stay up that late. Um, anyway, like I said, I was trying to get goals done on Dreamlight Valley. Stuff that other people have gotten done, and I'm like, I'm like, why don't I have that done? So then there's like, the, not really the fear of missing out, just the, the upset that some of those people have this done already, and why don't I? I've been playing for 3 years. Well, it won't officially be 3 years until September 7th, but, basically, I've been playing for 3 years. Um, okay, I can officially say that I've had the game for 3 years because we got it a week or two. It was so excruciating. I think it was 2 weeks before the game released. Um, you know, September 2022. Before anybody could play the game, I had it for like 2 weeks before. And, like I was just, I don't know what I was looking at either. It was either Xbox or, it was either, the Xbox games um, or some ad um, on the computer. Something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, I was looking at that and I'm like, that sounds good. It's got Disney characters. I want to try that. And of course, as soon as I was able to actually play it, I fell in love and I've been playing it ever since. So, I guess I would say my three favoriteest games, like they're all my favorites because I wouldn't keep playing them if they weren't. But my three favoriteest games, I think, are Minecraft, Dreamlight Valley, and uh, maybe, well, backgammon is one of those that I love. Mama introduced me to backgammon, and I figure that I kind of figure that um that maybe the computer, I know it can't be, but like I kind of figure that the computer bot that I'm playing against is Mama, even though it can't be. And it's kind of, it's like the student has surpassed the teacher. Although if Mama was still here, I don't think I would beat her at all whatsoever, because she's not going to make rookie mistakes uh, like she's not going to make rookie mistakes like getting down in between two of my checkers and hoping that I don't get a one. Oh, I fixed those over there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so, um, what the heck? Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Hmm. I might end up getting off here a little early, actually. Just 'cause I'm hungry, and then come back on here a little bit later. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm not. Okay. I might. I don't know. Or like stay on. Well, like I said, I could stay on here and just go silent. Kind of ran out of things to say anyway. Um, I mean, I usually do because I'm like, I don't want to tell you like every little last detail about my book because then you won't buy it. You won't be intrigued, what's going to happen next. So in Esperanza's party, one of the things is that um, Ashley came, this is like at the very beginning of the book. Ashley comes out of history class. She's thoroughly bored because I didn't like history, so I made Ashley not like history too. Um I really did not like that class. And they don't tell you, they don't tell you the stuff that you're going to want to know, like like I came up with, after all these times about hearing about the Boston Tea Party, one of my YouTube videos was saying, or wait, was it one of my, anyway, a YouTube video, I think it was, or maybe it was an episode of Murder She Wrote, something like that. Something that I watch all the time, so it's gotta be one of those two. Or maybe it was his video, or they were talking about it, something like that. Because we talk about the weirdest things when we're talking on headset. But all of a sudden, oh, that's what it was. It was Antiques Roadshow, and he said something about Boston or something like that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was Antiques Roadshow. So anyway, all of a sudden, I was like, okay, you hear that they threw the tea over because they were tired of taxes or whatever the issue is. Pretty sure that was what it was. Tired of taxes. Um, and I believe that led to no taxation without representation. Maybe the two aren't connected, but maybe they are. I don't know. Oh, and I seem to remember that. Um, I'll continue with that in just a minute. I seem to remember that it said I was being watched by people in Germany, which I think is really cool. That's awesome. You know, being seen in other countries, that's totally awesome. But anyway, I suddenly was sitting there going, they threw the tea overboard. Were the fish okay? Was the question that popped into my head. And, like back in the fictional Ireland rebuild 50s or 60s, I think that's when this happened. And I was like, I was really concerned for the fish. I know every single one of those fish is probably dead and gone by now, but I was still worried, what happened to those fish? Were they okay? Well, I told my sister that, and she looked it up, and she said it just made the fish taste a little funny. So, yeah, they were okay. Um, and I bet you all of those people did not think about that. I don't think any of them were environmentalists? Question mark. Anyway, the person that's on the side of the animals, and I don't mean vegetarians. That was something that I was a little worried about for a while there, because I was having, you know, weird stomach problems all of a sudden, and like it seemed like the only thing I could eat was vegetables, but I was pretty happy because I could still eat meat. Like um, if we had had them in the house, pork chops and hamburger and you know all that stuff. And if any of you is a vegetarian, I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying I'm a meat eater. Um, Carnivore? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to use words that I don't normally use, and I don't usually care to use them because because I like people to understand what I'm saying, and I try to explain it better if I can't find a word that, like, I'm trying to figure out, sneeze would be too hard for a kid to read, I think. Uh, and I don't know that that was what was happening, but allergic is kind of a big word, and I'm trying to come up with a. It would be better if I had some of the pictures from when he was little, but I'm trying to come up with words for Ben's story, and you know, every single one of my cat stories has pictures that I have personally taken. And so I may end up um uh making one about the deer too. I don't have 24 pictures yet though. Or maybe it could be Ben or Sam telling the story. Like, hi, I'm Sam, or hi, I'm Ben, and and something like Mama takes some of the best pictures, or would photos be easier to read? I don't know. Maybe I need to go to a local elementary school because we've got like five or six and see which words, I mean, yeah, see which words their students would have a harder time reading. I don't know. I just don't know what to do because, I don't have kids that age, and the ones I do have are. Oh, I guess I could have asked my sister. My nieces, my nieces probably learning how to read or already learned how to read. Apparently, my niece is a little sassy pants. So I guess it just runs in the family to have nieces that are sassy pants. Cause I know Bobby's a cat, but she's still my niece, and she's definitely a sassy pants. Like you go up to pet her, and she ends up, you know, maybe she might end up swiping at you with the paw. Although she's really good at making sure that she's not using claws most of the time. Most of the time. Um, anyway, so as soon as we're done with this, we're on 8. Okay, so two more streets. As soon as we're done with this, I think I'll go get those that cereal and like I said, I'm gonna mute when I get the cereal and try to eat it as fast as possible without choking. Um, anyway, as fast as possible without choking, and get back on here. Maybe I'll have something to say by then. I, oh my gosh, I surprised myself. So it's Friday, so we play golf, and maybe a little bit later I'll get brave enough to try Pac-Man again. um, and we'll stream that. Um, of course, we're gonna end up, um, I'll end up posting on YouTube as well. It's really nice to be able to do it this way because then you're seeing exactly what is on my screen. And I love it. Except for, when I'm on the Xbox menus. They don't want you to know everything, apparently. But but yeah, even when even when the controller battery dies, you get to see that. So I really love that because then you're not like, where'd she go? You're you're like, oh, controller battery died. Yeah, okay. Been there, done that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're almost done. I think there's just a couple of more long 7 uh, house long blocks and we're good. Um, like I said, I think. So there's 7 uh, 7 houses in each set. Oh, okay. That is so not what it sounded like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, so it sounded like they were playing Jurassic Park music at Disneyland. 1, 2, 3, 4. They weren't. I think they were doing Fortuosity from Happiest Millionaire, but I'm not sure about that either. And I was kind of upset the other day. Actually, it might have been the day before yesterday, or might have been yesterday. One of the songs that they were playing before Pop's Disney Adventures got into the park was Fortuosity, and it did not have the words. But then all of a sudden, they could go and play this other song, and it was a lot newer, I think. Um, we'll just say it was Let It Go, and it had all the words. I don't think it was Let It Go, but it had all the words, and I was like, that's not fair. I wanted to hear Fortuosity. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about with Happiest Millionaire or Fortuosity, it's a movie with Fred MacMurray. It was done in the 50s, 60s. Not entirely sure. Um, oh, and it has Leslie Ann Warren in it when she was younger. like back when she would have been on Cinderella. And I don't know why, but I think I really like the one where Julie Andrews was playing, out of the live actions. I really like the one where Julie Andrews was playing Cinderella, and Leslie Ann Warren was okay too, but like the whole time I was wanting Julie Andrews back. So, you know, Leslie Ann Warren is one of those where, you know, she was America's sweetheart for the longest time, and then she played on Clue and she was Miss Scarlet. It's like she was trying to say, I'm not that little girl I used to be. And I found out, I thought that was really weird. I, um, like most little kids, you want them to, have that cute little 7-year-old look. They've still got their teeth missing from, their baby teeth fell out, and then, um, the baby teeth fell out like they're supposed to, and then you get the grown up teeth later, right? Well, most parents would want that as a thing, but apparently Drew Barrymore's mom did not like that and got her a set of of false teeth for the two front teeth because she was that was when she was or she had just been in ET, and apparently her teeth weren't there, and I guess her mom didn't think that she'd get the part if she had two missing teeth. Something like that. Anyway, so she was wearing she was on Johnny Carson way back when, and she's probably not going to be very happy with me saying way back when. I didn't mean it that way, Drew, if you see this. um, if I remember correctly, she's actually around my age. It kind of makes me upset, like I noticed that this actor or this actress was born like the same year I was, and they're like totally famous, and oh, okay, they're like totally famous, and I'm still hoping that my books get sold. Or like, there's actors and actresses who have also written books. And it's like, okay, so I've got the competition from the Harry Potter books. I've got the competition from Percy Jackson. And then I've got this person saying, "My life in ruins," or whatever. I know that's a movie, but um just, you know, the disaster of growing up child actor or something like that. And it's like, how can I compete with that? I'm not going to give up. It's just a little frustrating. And what's so bad about being an actor or an actress? You get to do what you want to do. I mean, you get to do what you love, and you're making like, what sounds like a ton of money. just by acting. And sometimes it's like you get, you know, like say 12 million a year. That doesn't seem like a bad life to me. I know money doesn't always buy happiness, but as long as you let yourself stay grounded in reality, it doesn't sound like it would be a bad situation if I could act. But I'd rather make money with my books because, I can't act and I know it. One of the things that I was supposed to act in. Oh, actually, two of the things I was supposed to act in. And I think we got a C for the summer school acting. Um, anyway, one of the things was I was supposed. Yeah, okay. So I was supposed to be um like getting teased by my friend or something like that. It was okay. So my friend was uh playing the role of my brother, and I'm like the little sister, and I'm being annoying or something like that. And he's like supposed to push me out of the way or shake me or something like that. Um, not too, not roughly, just and just lightly. And I think I was smiling when that happened. I'm just a bad actor. And then the other thing was we were at Universal Studios, or it could have been, okay, it could have been Great America, but I'm pretty sure it was Universal Studios. Yeah, never mind. It was definitely Universal Studios. Anyway, we were at Universal Studios, and 4 out of 5, it was dad, mom, my brother, and my sister. Because I don't know if they want me to. I need to get what my brother's gamer tag is. Because then I could use that for him. And my sister doesn't game. That sister doesn't game. So remember, I got two sisters. That sister doesn't game. So she wouldn't have a gamer tag. Anyway, I just don't know what to call them on stream besides brother and sister. And then you're going to get confused because I got two brothers and two sisters. But usually, if I'm saying my sister, I mean the one that plays the games with me. And then I'll either say my other sister or whatever. But anyway, so 4 of us got chosen to do this thing, and it was making a little video. It was only like half an hour long, if that. Um, Probably 15 minutes. But anyway, Dad got to play a Klingon. Me and my brother were playing like crewman number 5. The ones that are freaking out, and I'm pretty sure I was laughing the whole time. Um, um, uh, we were part of a set that was freaking out because something was going wrong with the ship, and then my sister, she was only like 4 or 5 at the time. I think she was 5. Um, Anyway, this was like in 1989. Yeah, so she was probably 5 by then. Anyway, she got to play, you know, one of the officers, or maybe not officer, but anyway, one of the crew members that gets to go down to the planet. and and I think they said that she overacted because she's supposed to be beating up the Klingon, and she did. It wasn't Dad, but it was one of the others. Anyway, we thought that was so cool, but of course, I only got in because they wanted my sister, and uh, they saw how disappointed I looked, so they let me be in on it too. But still, it was really cool. And my parents have a copy of that somewhere. I would like to get a copy of that. But I've asked for the video from 1989 like 600 times, and Dad still will not give. It's like I'm not gonna give it to my mom or anything. I'm just want it so I can go and take and put a comparison. This is Snow White from 1986. This is Snow White from 1989, if that's what he has on there. I don't remember what he has on there. I know he's got a few seconds of me pretending to be the train conductor when the monorail came in. Me pretending to be the train conductor, and saying something like, "The Monorail Express!" I don't know, there's just some things I did when I was a kid that, you know, if I had to do it over again, I probably wouldn't have done it. But anyway, um, ooh, okay. It's close to 11. So even if we don't actually work on it today, because I know I will get totally into building that, um, I know I will totally get into building the next part of the movie theater, and I'm kind of trying to avoid it, like uh, wait until part of Monday or something. Because I need to work on my story. Like, I don't have the want to right now, but if I wait until I have the want to, then it'll be Christmas, and yeah. So it's like I've gotten, like I want to do it, but I don't want to do it all at the same time because I know it's going to be time consuming, and I've got to get this done, and I've got to get that done, and Dreamlight Valley, and you know. Anyway, I haven't been recording as much Dreamlight Valley stuff, but I got a bunch of stuff done, so as soon as I do start recording again, um, I'll show all of you that. Okay, so yeah, so it's 10:05. I usually don't say that, usually I don't give updates on the time, but I've been doing that lately, and I noticed this. Well, okay. I've started noticing that I've been giving out the time when it's like the 10 o'clock hour. Most people just go, oh, I've got, this many minutes left or whatever. And I'm like, giving out the exact time. Um, yeah, I have not had anything to drink today, and I've got to go upstairs. Dang it! I wanted to finish this road before I went anywhere. Okay, I don't understand that. This lady's got like a Minnie Mouse as like as a backpack, but it's not a backpack. It just looks like it's a Minnie Mouse. Maybe it is a backpack, but it doesn't look like that. It just looks like she's got a Minnie Mouse strapped to her back. Really weird. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm sorry about this. Okay, hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. It took longer than I expected it to. What? He says necessity is life. It's true. Anyway, this kind of sucks because, well, sneeze. Um, well, I was up there. What? So I came over here. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh. Okay, so we're almost done. Except for then, why are there barriers on that side over there? This isn't one of those cloud worm things, is it? You know, like I take it out and it puts it right back in. That's what happened last time. I was trying to take out a bunch of the land. I was trying to take out a bunch of the land, and it was not working because, and I was trying to, fill it in with water. So you would think that water would have less computing power than land, but, than grass, but apparently not. Because all of a sudden I was working on, yeah, I was working on my fireworks display, the one that y'all didn't get to see, except for when I was testing it out. Yeah, because this and this and this and this. Okay. Um. Yeah, and then he goes in and says something, and I totally forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? I don't know. Yeah, in other words, you're saying that you didn't care enough about me to
No. Nobody the fuck
listen.
like tired of that garbage.
It's not garbage. Whatever I say goes into a dump bin, and he doesn't even.
Yeah, because half the time it's insults.
No! Normally, I'm trying to talk to you about something on your game.
Tired of your insults.
I'm sick and tired of you being irresponsible. Anyway.
Oh, irresponsible. I'm not the one that's been unemployed for 3 years.
Yeah, because nobody wants to hire me. Because.
You haven't bothered to apply to more than 3 things in the last 3 years.
No, nobody wants to hire me. I only applied to the stuff that I actually thought I could do. Dollar store, that stupid W store. 3 levels of passing in my butt. I think they just don't want to hire me back and, don't have the guts to tell me. No, usually I'm trying to talk to you about something on your game and you totally ignore me. Then he goes and tries to say that the game was too loud. And usually he's playing Farm Sim. Because you don't care about anything I have to say. Yeah, actually I do. Anyway. Literally. Oh, that's another thing we need to start putting in is the street lights. But I think I'm gonna put them, like, um, instead of putting them on here like they're supposed to be, I think I'm gonna put them over here because the trees are interfering with the whole thing. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a little bit. Well, I guess it's gonna be just a lot of bit because we gotta do the next street over too. That way. Uh, yeah, I think that way. Yeah, I don't see any trees. Okay. Oh, that's the thing that we need to do is put in the trees on this street. We need to make sure everything's in there. Okay, let's try this again. This is the sidewalk. Um, did you take that one and plug it into your Xbox? It's plugged into direct power. That's why I asked if you'd plugged it in to the Xbox. Because I found out we got a new charger recently, and it seems to be working really good with the battery that's not dying. Um, anyway, the like all the other batteries are dying, but that one's not. And I noticed the instructions on the charger say plug it into the Xbox, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we'll try that. And it's been working really good ever since. I just wish we would have known that sooner. He off, you know, um, he told me that the pan was still warm, so I could make eggs. Don't sniff your brother's butt. We have a rule in this house. I know it's an animal thing to sniff other people's butts, but we don't let that happen. Because Coral didn't like it. And Coral was going to start getting hostile. And I don't know why, but Sam keeps walking up. Either Sam's one of those ones that is colorblind, because I know Coral liked the color green better than anything else. Um, and our dog Tessa, when I was growing up, she loved yellow. So, I'm calling colorblind my butt, because Coral did like green best. Um, I ended up getting her. There's not a whole lot of good green stuff when it comes to trying to find stuff for your pets. I mean, for your cat or your dog. So we ended up getting her a blue one, and it had butterflies all over, and it was so cute. We still have it. But at one point in time, like I couldn't, even if I could bear parting with it, um, I couldn't even give it away, I don't think, because Sam chewed on it at one point while it was on, I think while it was on Coral. Sam chewed on it and some of the stuffing was coming out. It's not okay. You're probably saying, it's just a sew it thing, or, throw it in the garbage, buy a new one. Well, of course, we can't throw it in the garbage, buy a new one, because, we don't have a job in the house. But, um, but we could have my mother-in-law sew it, I think. I'm not sure. She'd probably have to use the sewing machine. Or have my father-in-law do it, but his eyes aren't that great. Um, and he's off balance a lot, so I get, like when he's walking around in a parking lot, I get like really worried that he's gonna, trip over those cement things that you park at. The what do you call those things? The little cement things, to show you where to park.
I have no idea. They're just little cement things that show you where to park.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, this
they've got to have a name.
parking spot.
Like the little plastic pieces at the end of your shoelaces.
They're a parking stop.
Oh, okay. They say it's a parking stop because he's talking to Sid. Yeah, because he's talking to Sid.
Stuff that I don't use. Never really thought about what the heck the name of the thing was.
Yeah, it's called a parking stop. And then,
I don't know.
and then they were. Oh wait, that's not necessarily what it's called, but the little plastic pieces at the end of your shoelaces. They were talking about that on the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise and I can't think of her name. Uh, but come here, Sam. Come here.
Back to the system. Currently unavailable screen.
Well, he didn't come here, so. Oh, now he did, because I was complaining about it. Huh? Because I was complaining about it. Oops, not that button. That button. Oh boy. They got a ginormous jack-o'-lantern at Disneyland right now. It's, one of those big plastic ones, probably. I don't know if it's made out of plastic, but I'm just assuming. Or it could be made out of wood. I didn't think of that. Hi. So I hope you heard that. Sam's purring right now because he's in Mama's lap. Mama is one of his two favorite kitty beds. Daddy's the other one. You cannot play Xbox, little boy. Yeah. Keeps putting a paw on my controller. And I realize it's because, he probably loves the controller because Mama loves the controller. But his little paw gets in the way because he doesn't know what button to press at what time. And I know if I could teach him how to do that, I could, I could take him on AGT and make a mint. Or I could go and start making videos of him playing video games. Because there's somebody. Okay. There's somebody online. Uh, Linus something. I think. Um, anyway, he made like a whole thing where when his cat lays on this one cat bed, it makes the character walk forward or something like that on Minecraft, and then he set up something else when they sit over here. It makes the character mine, and you know it was so cool. He hasn't posted in forever, but it was so cool. But I would like to actually, teach Sam how to play. If you can teach a cat to play Minecraft for real. Okay. So, oh no. Okay. So, another one, they don't post very often, but another one that I watch um is What About Bunny? And I was like, at first I was like, what about Bunny? That's a dog. But apparently she's got buttons too. And um like mostly I've seen K cats with buttons, but this dog has buttons, and it's like she's got buttons for outside, and apparently she's got a button for ouch because one of their other dogs is Otter, or one of their other pets. I think it's a dog, but I don't know. Anyway, it says Otter ear ouch. Darn it. There's apparently a fly in the house that the cats have not. See, Coral was our bug hunter, and she was trying to pass her knowledge on to the next generation, and the boys were just not interested. Oh, that's what the problem is. The boys were just not interested, so unfortunately, she didn't get to teach Bobby because they weren't in the house together long enough. Or, no, they weren't in the house together at all. But anyway, Bobby still seems to be a good bug hunter, even though she hasn't had that much prior experience, I guess. She, like she'll go over to the wrong side of the bookshelf. I mean, my desk. She, it's got a hut, the hutch part on top. Anyway, she'll go to the wrong side of that, and I'll go, "What are you doing?" And she'll turn to me, and she'll start chattering, however you say that, in kitty cat talk, and and I know that she's hunting a fly or whatever. Um, Usually we, when it's cooler days, we'll go and have the doors open. He didn't do that this time. But, yeah, I was disappointed about that whole job interview thing because, job fair thing, because I think that I can, at, at the very least, be one of those people that get sent out to get the dry cleaning and bring coffee to everybody. I think I can do that. Um, Dumb question. Were we going this way or were we going that way? Because now it all looks the same. Okay, we're going that way. Okay. We still got to put in the trees. We'll do that in a little bit. Oh boy. Is there anything that... Oh. Why wasn't this... I don't know. I want it down there. Thank you. Okay. Um... Anyway, we want to go and finish this, and we're just going to go and take the whole entire, the middle of the road walls out, and then we'll be able to put in the other no problem. This is what he was supposed to be helping me with the other day. And then he would have been, scot-free to, um, like I said, he would have been totally free to go and do something else. But he chose to put in those, driveways and things, which were needed. Still, still are. And, the only problem is that what if one of those houses is the 2-story for that block, and yeah, then I'd have to go and rip it out and put the driveway back in again, and yeah. Okay, then we'll use this so I know 1, 2. Oh, okay. There. Anyway, then as soon as we get this out, I can at least show you. Yeah, I think I will, at 11, I'll just end the stream. And then, at 11, I'll end the stream. And then, maybe I'll get back on here later. But I do want to be able to show you, the little bit of the movie theater that we did build. And, and where the next 2-story is supposed to be. Or maybe I'll do that during lunch and just, have it be a thing, and then we can build it next time we get together on here. I don't know. There. There. Because we're just trying to get the, we're just trying to get the stuff that doesn't belong here out. And I knew I was going to have to do this, so it's not like a, I have to do that, you know. I knew I was going to have to do it. Oh, boy. That's fun. Anyway, the problem is I don't think eggs or cereal is going to be all that filling. You know, because usually eggs are filling because, you know, you have bacon and sausage with it, or fruit, you know, or yes, or you have eggs, juice, toast, milk, you know, something like that. Speaking of that, he really wants me to try this multigrain bread. I am not enthusiastic about it. It's supposed to be gluten free, but I'm not enthusiastic about it because it's multigrain. I'm not into multigrain. You know, because multigrain usually has a texture issue that I don't like. But if it's bread I can have, then that's good too. For some reason, my stomach just decided within the last few years it doesn't like bread. But it's kind of funny because I can have the bun at In-N-Out, I can have the bun at Burger King, iffy on the noodles at Panda Express. You know, they make slight discomfort, but not, you know, like a big discomfort. So, if there were gluten-free noodles, that would help. And yes, they can make gluten-free noodles. I know you're probably saying, like, they're made out of wheat. Well, they can make them gluten-free. Um, anyway, I'm just doing this real quick because this was unexpected. Yeah, so that first street down there is Oak Street, and I was thinking this morning that it probably should be Oak Way, Oak Boulevard, Oak. You know, something that they wouldn't necessarily have in Ireland. But yeah, I don't know. So the thing is that um I'm probably gonna have to make another file and uh figure out every single little stop in that one book, and uh maybe not with the details that I had before, but like make a okay, usually I go and take a scene from the book. Oh, okay, because those are houses that need to be removed. Um, because he wasn't listening. I was trying, you know, like I was trying to explain, and he wasn't listening. He says that I never said anything about it, and I, you know, like I was trying to make the I was trying to make the decision and or set things up so I could make the decision, and he'd already put the houses in by the time I was done. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully he'll offer to play with me today, and we can get some of the um houses changed over. Oh, no. Dun 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 dun. There we go. And yeah, the only problem, like I said, the only problem is I don't know where the 2 stories are. So we'll have to figure that out. But other than that, I think we're good. And this looks a heck of a lot better than the last time I built it, because last time I just had the house plots. I didn't have the houses. And so I was doing tours, and I was like, I'll put those houses in eventually. I'll put those houses in eventually. And eventually never came.
Or full power anywhere you need it. Until it needs recharge.
Okay, so about 16 minutes, and I'm gonna have to end this so I can have breakfast. And, yeah. But like I said, when I go to get this done, I mean, end the stream so I can make it into a video, I will definitely show you the movie theater that I'm working on first, and uh, hopefully find where the next 2 story is.
Have it here.
But that may take a while, so
I'll park this thing back on the rig.
um, anyway, looks really good. I'm pretty happy about it. Um, the only thing that's making me not happy about it is that it's not done. I can't do a tour, but that'll come in time. I mean, I can do a tour. Just no, 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 no. There we go. I can do a tour. I just don't have it set up yet, and I want to go and make it to where uh, you go out either near the mansion um, or like right there where the mansion is, like right out in front. That's how I had it last time. I didn't exactly like that, but it was like you were driving out of the garage, so it was actually good. So there we go. Anyway, um, oh, while I have you here, I'm trying to get people to start a conversation. Start chatting, start commenting. You know, I'm trying to start a conversation here. So I don't know if adults are into coming up with your zombie apocalypse plan, but if you are, what is your zombie apocalypse plan? And the idea here is, if you're okay with it, I might draw some inspiration from your idea and put it in my 3 a.m. zombie apocalypse plan book that I'm going to finish one of these days. It really needs more of a storyline than what it has right now. Um, so so right now, the idea is that my husband was having a lot of problems with his ears when we lived in Tahoe, and he hasn't had as many problems now since we moved down to Carson City. Yes, could you please get that? Are you gonna get it? No. The fly came back, and Sam's just over here watching it, like, wow, how's he do that? He knows what to do. He has caught, he has caught a fly before, and uh, that reminds me that Coral used to catch the fly, and then she'd, like she'd catch it under her paws, and then it's trying to fly away, so it's like tickling, and she used to love that. And then she'd let go, and then she'd catch it again, and then she'd eat it. Um, anyway, so far, our 3 a.m. zombie apocalypse plan is he went to go see the doctor at the clinic part of the hospital. And instead of doubling back the way he came, there was like some kind of traffic issue or something like that, so he couldn't go that way. He had to go the long way around by the hospital. There's that fly again. Um, and so this is in the story. That's that's the whole thing. It's just a story that I'm writing. Um, well, that I will continue writing eventually. Anyway, so he's gone to the doctor, and they gave him antibiotics or whatever, and or they looked his ear and decided it was just earwax and removed it, something like that. Anyway, whatever the deal is, and he has to go, around by the hospital. Well, while he's driving by the hospital, he notices that there's zombies in the hospital. Not yeah, zombies, right, honey? Zombies, yeah. Oh yeah, 3 a.m. zombie apocalypse. Yeah, okay. Where is my brain today? Anyway, so he notices that there's a bunch of zombies, and there's some people that are dead on the ground. There's some zombies that are snacking. There's there's zombies shuffling toward the front door, but they're not there yet. And are they going to be able to get through the front door? Because it's one of those um, automatic doors. Uh, is he going to be able to get out of um the building? Is he going to end up snacking on people that live in South Lake Tahoe? We don't know. So he comes home and tells me, and we go and tell our friends from the fencing club, and we decided to do something about it. Well, Jimmy, that's his name. So Jimmy and Danny go. We have a meeting at fencing club that night, and Jimmy and Danny get sent to the military base to steal some C4 because, our idea was that we're going to blow up Lake Tahoe because it used to be a volcano. I don't know if anybody knows that, but that's what they said on the trolley tour. It was either the trolley tour or the bus. But anyway, one of those two. That's what they said. That Lake Tahoe is actually a volcano. It's just so far extinct. I say so far because that one in Washington, they thought it was extinct, and then all of a sudden it was huffing and puffing, and there was ash all the way to Fairfield, California at the very least. Fairfield, California is an hour away from Sacramento. But yeah, we were like going, we were either looking outside or going outside, and there was ash everywhere. So that's Washington's at the top of America. One of the states that's the top of America, and I need to stop doing that. Um, it's the one on the far left. Anyway, um, anyway, there's a state uh, in between Washington, where the volcano is, and um, and California, which California is that big long state on the left or the west side of America. So, it's a pretty big state. And they were actually talking about dividing it up into two smaller states because it kind of, it is like a whole different world. There's like the bottom part with Disneyland and San Diego and LA and those places, and then there's the upper part of California where different stuff happens. You've got the Jelly Belly factory and Napa wine country, but you know got big theme parks. They there's Six Flags, but that's not like a big theme park like Disneyland. Although they got Six Flags down there too. So anyway, they were talking about dividing it up because it would be better for everybody, I guess. Um, 'Cause I think somebody in like the LA area or something like that is the one that is deciding everything. Although I thought the state capital was Sacramento, so that would be great for Northern California. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what's going on over there, but I just know everything's more expensive over there. Like we go to Dollar General, and I don't think they have Dollar General over there in California. I'm not sure. But we go to Dollar General and get my raspberry teas. And they're only $1 there, which is really awesome. But the problem is that people love the raspberry tea so much that you can barely find it. And Walmart, when they have it, which is very, very, very rare, seems like Walmart having it is like Haley's Comet rare. It just seems that way. It's not really that. We have found it there before. He found 4 bottles one time. That was awesome, but I drank them up pretty quick. I actually take, several days to drink
Came up
one
unexpectedly out. Whoa.
raspberry
Hello.
tea because we can't buy it all the time.
Your cube went that way. I'm going after it.
Okay. Dang, it's 10:58. Maybe we're going to go over then cuz I wanted to finish the rest of the street with getting the stuff out of the middle of it. And then I wanted to show you the movie theater that we started in on. And yeah, so we're probably going to go over.
Use
Um,
the Traitor supply. It was faster than this thing, but only by 3 miles an hour.
but hopefully not by too much. Well, because normally my goal is to end at 11 and 12 at the latest, So,
Can't. Maybe creative.
so unless Squibs gets on, like I said, that's what we're going to do. We're going to.
Yeah, that'll
Okay. We should almost be there, I think. Maybe not.
Jesus.
Because,
I don't know where it went this time. It went to the moon.
where is what and why does it keep escaping?
Good question on both. I'm gonna sit in the forklift for a minute.
So you don't have an idea of what it actually is?
It's a charger box.
For,
Electric vehicles.
uh, okay, they're playing
Let's see
Farm
if it's
Sim.
working like it's supposed to. Went flying. But at least it landed on its feet so I can forklift it again.
And it's a charge box for electric vehicles on the game. From some 25. Um, anyway, it's a charge box for electric vehicles on the game, but it keeps running away. Like, it keeps launching itself somewhere. And I'm very confused, but
That did. What? Turned it off?
yeah, I don't understand why the road is underneath this, but this is here.
That works.
I don't get it. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So the only person who's trying to chat with me today is trying to sell me viewers. And we don't buy viewers, we don't sell viewers. We want to get them legitimately. And, at the moment, that is um, me playing, me playing whatever game I want to play that day. Well, we got a schedule. On Sundays, we play Disneyland Adventures. On Mondays, we play Minecraft, Minecraft Mondays. I just thought that was a great, a great day to play it. And then Tuesday is Backgammon, Roblox, and Zoo Tycoon. If I get anything else, um, interesting like that, that'll probably be the day it ends up on. Um, or maybe Fridays. Um, Wednesday is Dreamland. I said Zoo Tycoon, right? Hmm. Okay, so um, Backgammon, Roblox, and Zoo Tycoon for Tuesdays, and then Dreamlight Valley for Wednesdays. It was the other way around. I was playing it on Sundays, and then I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because the update is on Wednesday, and I was getting behind every single time. like I'd be the last one streaming it, and I didn't like that idea. So instead, we played on Wednesday. Well, then GTA or Forza or anything with a car or a gun is going to be on Thursdays. So if I, there's that flag again. Anyway, so like I said, Thursdays is anything with a car or a gun. Um, and then Friday is golf with your friends and Pac-Man. And if we ever get insane enough to play it again, Overcooked 2. That game was making us mad.
I mean, they have the grass here by the sawmill and stuff. That's about it. Yeah.
So we don't play it anymore. I may have uninstalled it.
There's a cell point right here in the
Pretty
front.
sure I did. I just got that mad. Oh, and Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves can be on Thursdays as well. Because it's a battle thing.
They are.
I don't play it very often because it makes me seasick. I think there's got to be something in the settings that we just haven't figured out yet. Because it's doing what strobe lights do to me, I think. It's like too much vibrating at once. And it's making me seasick. So, dang fly.
Yeah, that's what we had that utility trailer.
So we've been opening up the doors lately and let the cool air in until we need to turn on the air conditioner. Honey, you need to get this fly. You need to do it. You need to get that fly for Coral. Okay? It's your job right now. You've got to get the fly. Catch him. Okay, so, and then, on Saturday is Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. So that's what we will be playing tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll, the way that I get the name for Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, you that watch me all the time is probably going to be thinking, she's explained this again. Well, yeah, because there could be new viewers. What? I just realized this is the Daily Bugle building in Minecraft. And it says Spider-Man skyscraper. I am so gonna have to explain that to him. The Daily Bugle is Superman. Superman. Not Spider-Man. But maybe he's saying, the kind of building that Spider-Man would be climbing up. Maybe it can be used as the Daily Bugle, but it could also be this other thing. I don't know. Hey, but we found the end of the street, so yay! We didn't put in the sidewalk yet, but at least we found the end of the street. And we got all of the barriers out of the way almost. Okay, now we've got all the barriers out of the way. What is that? Oh, that's probably the movie theater. Oh, no, we didn't.
I'm sliding sideways.
Almost, but not yet. Okay,
Still don't.
there we go.
Wait, distribution. Try pulling forward.
There we go. Okay, now
Yeah. That was crazy weird. Where'd you?
there. Now we have to. Now all we have to do is put in the. So this is supposed to be a parking lot. Now all we have to do is put in the trees, and that street will be done. And then we just have to put in. Is that the last set of trees? No, that's not the last set of trees. Okay, well, anyway, whatever street that is that we need to put the trees on, um, we just have to put in those trees, and then the next trees, and then we've got the tree that we need. What is that? Oh, that's the balcony. See the balcony? And there's the movie, but you can only see it from here. Because if you try to see it from here, well, pretty decent view from here. Sucky view from here.
That's what I'm testing.
Worst view from here. And worstest view from here.
Yeah.
Now, here,
Which I am. Yeah.
you can see, there's that fly again.
Yeah, 'cause you do have that weight on the back.
Anyway,
The six
you can see it from here. You can see it from here. You can see it from here. You can definitely see it from here if you have clear view. And from here, and from here. And obviously you can see it from here. Okay. Anyway, that's our movie theater. That's supposed to be the screen. I may turn it to black instead, so it doesn't look so weird. Then this is the lobby. Well, this is the part you walk on to get to the other theaters. But basically, this is the lobby. Fly, you're going to be lucky if I don't go and smash you between two hands and then have to go wash my hands. Oh my goodness. Driving me nuts. What? Oh. Okay, I need the white concrete because we're having a white wall. Every time we build this, it gets better. Well, the last time it got worse, but I mean, it was better, but it was worse. If that makes any sense. Next video, maybe we'll show you what that means. It didn't have a roof. It did have Toby's apartment above, but I don't know if we're going to have that be a thing this time. Oh. Okay. Or maybe we ought to have the stairs back there. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, um,
Switch the truck.
what was the other thing? Oh yeah, we were trying to figure out where the next two-story house is. So
That's got stuff.
um, eventually there'll be a little booth here where the tickets get given out, and then when you pay for it, of course, and then the concession stand, Scott's office, um, the bathrooms. I know you're saying it's Toby's movie theater, so it'd be Toby's office. But when I worked there, a guy named Scott was working there, so I call it Scott's office. And maybe, oh, I just thought of that. Yeah, maybe we can come up with the lore that, Scott was the guy who owned it before, but he moved back to America or something,
Boom gets in a ditch.
or adapt the story to he hit a bear and he can no longer run to movie theater. I don't know. That did actually happen to Scott. He was driving.
Empty it out a little.
Where was Scott driving when he did that?
Top of Spooner.
Um. Okay, now generalize it. So
The mountain between Tahoe and Carson.
okay, so he was driving on the mountain between Tahoe and Carson City, and there was a bear in the middle of the road, and just
Oh,
walked right out and
what was
did
the bear?
did not care, and so Scott accidentally hit
It's
the
confusing.
bear. The bear was fine.
Or is that where you wanted to park that one?
The bear was like, "Hey, you crashed into me," and goes and like takes a paw, and almost like he went and took his fist and pounded on the table. He went and took his paw, and bam, right on the front of that truck. So, Scott goes and calls AAA or, whatever insurance he had, and explains what happened. And
Sucks.
was that one of those things where they didn't believe him at first?
It, yeah, pretty much they didn't believe him.
Yeah, pretty much they didn't believe him until they saw the truck, and it was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so it was like totally drivable until he crashed into the bear, and then, yeah. But yeah, I think he got the truck fixed or he had to get a new one, something like that. I don't remember.
Jumped back on the trailer. So the ramps down and stuff.
But yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was working. Okay, so I was working at the movie theater when I was pregnant with squibs. That shows how far back it was. Um,
Didn't work too well in the truck though.
but I was working there then. I think I got the job in July, and yeah, I think I got the job in July,
Stuck in the yard.
and I was working until August. I mean, October. Yeah, me and keeping jobs just doesn't mix. Okay, let's go find out where that. Oh, yeah, see, it's red on the outside, totally red on the outside, but it's gonna be black on the inside over here, and then we're making this wall white. The only problem is that that's the balcony. I mean, that's the entrance to the balcony. And there's supposed to be a projection room here. Yeah. Anyway, there's supposed to be a projection room here. It, it's going to be interesting to figure it out. So when they're going to the lake in the one story, it there's not usually water here, but I decided to put that there because it looks prettier. But anyway, when they're going to the lake, I think there's actually a hill on both sides, but I decided not to go with that. I decided, there'd be houses on this side. Okay, let's get the back again. Anyway, so I decided there would be houses on this side and then there'd be that on that side, except for where this is. Okay. So that's a 2-story on the 2.
Hello?
That's a 2-story on the 3.
Hi, good morning. My name is Aspen. We sent you a letter about the updated Medicare benefits in your state. Have you checked your
On
upgraded
the
2021
4.
benefits?
No.
That's all right. That's the reason I'm calling you. The new Medicare benefits in your area are now
On
offering
the 5.
dental, vision, and hearing with cashback of up to $200. I believe you have both Part A and B of Medicare, right?
Sure.
Perfect.
On the 6.
I'm forwarding you to our supervisor. Please hold on.
Good.
Well, a bit too young
And
for your
on the
program.
7.
I want a supervisor over you, please.
2. 3.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
They hung up on him. Oh, now it's my turn. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Good morning. My name is Haley. I'm calling from the Atlas Health and Wellness. I wanted to follow up on the card we recently mailed to you about the new Nevada final expense plan for all Nevada residents. Have you
I'm
received
not dying, and you're probably an AI droid anyway. I couldn't tell. So if that was an AI droid, good job. If it wasn't, then oops. Okay, so I decided that 1, 2, that's a 3. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one starts on the 2 because it would look really weird to have 2, right next to each other. Although, Squibs is right. His neighborhood has like 2-story, 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 2-story. um, Very weird. It looks like so that's a 3. Um, it's really weird. It looks like his neighborhood was like recently added in the last 5 or 10 years, something like that. So that's the 4. One, two, three, 4, 5.
Have the tree pointed out and away from the vehicle you're using to tie with, and all of a sudden it smacks you in the cab.
And I have to go and figure out
From out
if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I have to go and figure out if the 2-story that's in place is the correct color, and it looks like it's not. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Perfect. Now, again. Okay, so this one's the 2-story.
I'm sure you'd appreciate that.
Okay,
What's
1,
that baby up to?
2, 3. This one's a 2-story.
Yeah, that's what's got my interest on it. This is not everything else.
1, 2, 3, 4. This should actually go pretty fast. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well, in that case, we still have to watch out for squibs.
5.
Can't resist shooting people.
1,
As an alien.
2, 3,
What's your
4,
favorite trigger one?
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I should have been able to do that one, no problem.
Whatever finances he's got available to him.
Okay. And then we never put it on the 1 because, like I said, it would look really weird. We put it on the 2.
It's a matter of walking down the street to the Dollar General and picking it up.
Picking what up?
A gift card.
Oh. Yeah, so where Squibs lives, apparently the Dollar General is not the store. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not the nice wholesome store that or at least it wasn't at the time.
It's 15
Um
streets closer to the road here.
that it was meant to be because I just realized I have no idea and I want to make sure.
I'll keep to where I'm at. Straight through.
Um yeah, 2. Okay.
Say 5
1,
miles now. I'd say
2,
definitely under
3. Okay.
And I only said the 1 because yesterday. That's how
1, 2,
Myron and I were able
3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, my niece's boyfriend used to work at the Dollar General. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Um, and he was feeling very, very sick. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he was supposed to work that day, and she was like, come in or else. No, that is not where that would go. Thank you. Okay. That's 6. Yeah. Okay. So then this one would be 7. Um. Anyway, he wanted to go home, and she's like, if you go home, you're gonna get fired. And he'd like never had any problems, getting to work or anything. And I guess. Anyway, so my brother went there and brought him home and said, we'll just find something else for you. I assume. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Anyway, so that particular one isn't very good, but the one here in Carson is awesome. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So we're looking for a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I'm blind or what, but oh, that, ooh. Ooh, I gotta count this. Hold on. I think one of their houses is supposed to be a 2-story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rick's house. Doesn't work. Uh-oh. It's not gonna work. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So I'll just make it the 7, and then the next block I'll make it the 6. Because Rick's house does not need to be, Rick's house was a 1-story, for 1, and for 2, it doesn't need to be a 2-story. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's just 3 people living in it. Now, Emily's house, that could be a 2-story, but that wasn't a 2-story either. It's like when it's in the story like that, you gotta stick to what's in the story. In the book. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 7. So then this one starts again on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can start building some more houses. Oh, wait. Not that one. Lost my mind. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You know what? That color is getting a lot of 2-stories. I think it's that color anyway. Oh, that's what I was about to ask y'all. Is it just me, or... Okay, wait. Lost it. Is it just me, or have you not seen a 2-story that's pink in a while? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm looking for 4. I totally forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are we? It was on the first or after?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, somebody yesterday, FWIP, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Is it 5?
I do. I have a file on all three. Pretty sure
I'll be able to tell. 1, 2. That's 5. No. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 6. That's what we're looking for.
distributor full.
Anyway, Flip was saying that like when you build your 1, 2, 3, 4, that when you build your base above the the ground that's already there, there's lighting issues, and I was like, well, yeah, there's I was thinking to myself, yeah, there's lighting issues here, but still, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is that? Anyway, there is lighting issues in my. No, that's 6. So we need it on 7. Oh my goodness, this is taking forever. It's just seeming to take it forever because take forever. I could put it there, but it's supposed to be this one. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff on the Pink 2 story, and so far that seems to be the only 2 story that is pink. Seems a little weird. 1, 2, 3. One, two,
Yeah.
3, 4. That's getting a lot of play. Wow. On. Okay. 1, 2,
But it takes
3,
two that hot.
4, 5. I have a I have a blue house back there somewhere that 5. Yeah, 5. I have a house over there somewhere where it's the 2-story is blue, and then the house across from it is also blue.
Down to the bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then this next block, it's the house on the end. So the 7.
So I picked up 18, which is just a small circular area. And then I picked up, was it 31 that connects us to the house.
That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be right in front of the door. Not the point here, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, it's supposed to look like a regular. So that's 2. It's supposed to look like a regular. 1, 2, 3. American neighborhood, probably. Because Ireland did not look like this. Wait a minute. A sub block. Yeah, okay. And the house was on the wet because I distracted myself again. So 2, right? I mean the 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Worst comes to worst, I can feed cows hay or grass. But I have the production to produce the TLR.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I thought
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because they didn't have the grass in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two. Two, 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 two. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pink! 6. And then this one's easy because it's 7. It's on the end. Two. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, so it just needs to be a 2-story. It's the correct color already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, like I said, really easy because it's the one in the end. But we never have one on the 1 because it would look really weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Having one next to each other because this would be the 7 and that would be the 1. So we do the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. See, in this street too. Kidding, but 1, 2, 3. Actually, I might not be kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're looking for 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait a couple months, it peaks at price.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or did I need 6? I think I needed 6. 7, 6, 5. Yep, I need 6, not 5.
True. More land, more trees.
Pink again. Yay! 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then the next one is 7. Ow. My knee doesn't like the way that I've got it positioned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
They need to come through with the lumber pretty soon.
What? We haven't even come up with what colors these are yet. Oh, goody.
So it's all regular.
Well, kind of need to figure that out. This is jungle. Okay. So if that's jungle, hey you, settle. Settle.
Sam,
Settle. There you go. He's working on it. Okay, so if that's jungle, then this is oh, I got them all mixed up.
as far as sales versus storage goes on the wood chip, we've got the tipper truck over here. Fill the tipper wood chip. Won't take long compared to that big truck.
Except for I need this. So I guess we will. Oh, wait a minute.
We store what we put in the tipper. Now you're gonna put down a silo.
Oh, that's what the problem is. Okay.
And so
There.
for the quick turnaround.
Is that even the direction? I mean, the way it goes? Okay. Oak, spruce, birch. Jungle. Yeah, jungle. Acacia. Dark oak. Mangrove. Cherry. And then, we've had pale over here. And then strip. Yeah, that's how we have it over here. It's supposed to be that bamboo's last, but that's not how we have it. So if that one's jungle, then this one's this. And this one is this. And this one's this. And this one's this. Okay, so the next street, we're looking for 3. You're probably wondering why I even bothered putting in the bamboo, and that's so I don't get confused. Well, an effort to not get 3, right? I'm driving myself crazy. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking for the 3. 1, 2, 3. See, the cool thing is that we can go and have Squibs use the magic and he can put in a 2-story in all of these places and I don't have to worry about it. Except for to recolor it a different color. Okay, now I have to figure it out. Figure it out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So this would be 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3. 4. Okay, so then this is Crimson and Warped. Now, dumb question. That would be Oak. Got distracted again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang! I just realized. Okay, so we need 5. It's almost 10:50. I mean 11:50. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Is that even correct? No, because that's jungle. Yeah. Okay, that makes that acacia. That's the dark oak. That's mango. Okay, we're fine. Never mind. So 7, 6, and that's 5. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 4. Now I've got like hiccups. Wait, what do I got?
Forestry versus grass. That's
What do I got versus what do I need? 7, 6, 5. Okay, so I need 6.
So if they did on this map what they did on Silver Run originally, you finish the roller coaster and you get super strength.
Not that one, this one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would have messed up the whole thing.
I don't think carried over, but I would imagine it would have.
This one. Birch. Jungle. Acacia.
It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's get this
Dark.
yeah, distributor first. Very easy.
It's 10 in the morning on his game, by the way.
Give you the opportunity to
Pink. Cherry.
this goes over the distributor next.
Pale. Let's make sure.
Maybe, alignment, but that's about it. Scanning.
Yeah. Okay, that's 6 and okay. Just wanted to make sure. Almost done. With this side of the street. So that was bamboo. Bamboo. So, crimson. I don't think we've had one crimson 2-story. No, we do. We do. We have at least one. And then this is a 2-story. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oak. Spruce. Wait. It was the second house in. So 3. I'm looking for 3. 3. I still need to eat. 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Pink! Yay! I'm not doing that on purpose. It's just, that's what it's ended up. So we've had 3 pink houses that are supposed to be 2 stories. Okay, so 4. 4, 4, 4. No, if I keep going with that one, it's going to be a Darth Vader theme song or something like that. Tune. But Sam doesn't realize, now that he's on my lap and all comfy, so I'm going to have to get up in a minute. 1, 2, 3. So I was looking for 4, or that's what I just put in. I don't know. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, yeah. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that's jungle. That's jungle. So this is acacia, dark oak, crimson. I mean, mangrove. Sorry. Um. One, two, three, 4. So this one's 5 on this side of the street. On the sunny side of the street. Oh wait, that's the sunny side of the street. So it'd be on the shady side of the street. Um, Pink. Oh. One, two, three, 4, 5. The blue one. Blue is a popular color for houses. Apparently. So's pink. So, like, if I could guarantee that a kid was not going to watch my stream, I could have my story playing in the background. It wouldn't be a big problem. And I wouldn't have to worry about anything because it says that the demographic thing said that most of my streams are being watched by adult viewers anyway. Which, I was hoping for like all different kinds of viewers. And I even have some that are, that makes me really happy. I've got some in other countries. So I think that's really cool. See, pink being a popular color. I was over there saying, oh, we don't get any pink houses. 2 stories. Yeah, we do. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to say what color this one is. Okay. Okay, so I think we will stop the stream for now as soon as we get the next one in because I'm hungry. Okay, did I get the 7 in there? No, I got the 6 in there. This is going to be the 7, so... Okay, let's get to that house because otherwise I'm going to get confused thinking I already figured it out and I didn't.
So you were looking at this corner lot because you wanted to cut a shortcut around this corner. This 99,000 is for a big piece.
Okay, this is a jungle house. Jungle is pretty popular too. Um,
Tina, we need to talk. This is the Emergency Relief Fund, and I've got great news for you. Right now, you can claim up to $32,000 in emergency relief to use however you need. Bills, emergencies, or personal expenses. But listen closely. This program won't be around much longer. With a new administration taking office soon, major changes are coming, and programs like this may not continue. That's why you need to act today. There's no credit check. Approvals are same day, and it's fast and easy to claim your funds. Here's what you do. Dial 1 right now. Again.
Emergency Relief Fund?
Thank you for calling Financial First. This is Rashida. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Tina Rash. You know what? They're gonna put me on hold. Oh hell no. Oops, sorry. You saw my GTA side for a second there. Sorry about that. Okay, so there. That way I can tell what color's next. And, oh, it's on the 7, so, okay. You know what? It would just be easier to finish this. Well, I think I will finish this, but off stream. So, please go on to Amazon and check out my books. Like I said, just type in Tina Rash books, and you should find all 6 of them: Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, and The Island, and Adopted Coral. Well, all of my pirate books, they're The Rolling Sea, and then whatever title I put. And then Adopted is the series about my cats and possibly, well, the deer aren't adopted, so, and I think there's a book called Wild Animals. I don't know what to put. Oh, I think I was going to call it Carson Animals. Or Carson Wildlife or something like that. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, like there's deer around here, there's cats, there's peacocks, geese, although the geese probably wouldn't be a good thing to take a picture of, just because where there's geese, there's droppings, and you don't want those in your picture necessarily. And we never know when they're over there. Geese are so unpredictable. It's funny though, they fly when it's raining outside. You would think that it would make their feathers wet and no fun to fly with, but apparently not. Anyway, if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow, chat, and subscribe. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And I will see you in the next stream or video.